park the cars up and the group of dog jumps out and jumps straight.
Well, that's what happened recently.
You think that you cut on the leaf because you get it.
They do start moving now, this 5G. We've got poor reception in our area.
Oh,
We are with ours, so.
Just down the road from you, the glitches.
Yeah.
Hopefully that would improve.
let's see. Okay, let's begin. Okay, are we ready? Push, I'm ready to start. Okay, hi, Haley. Okay, so greetings, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, because I'm working against the time, right? Yeah, so sorry, didn't want to disturb. Again, welcome to our meditation class. Are we expecting other people?
I think we've got 2 more just coming in.
Okay.
So.
I'll wait until they come in. Everyone well?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone well? Good. So today I think a couple of things I want to look at, if possible. So many months ago we started these YouTube stuff, and we made some comments back in the day. Say back in the day, right? And when life was normal and we didn't have to suffocate ourselves. And we made some assertions that the way things were unfolding, we are likely to move into areas which will start impacting our everyday life in different ways, right? And some of the things that we spoke about was that there is this anger and frustration that will become very prominent and very pronounced, and it will come out because people are frustrated. And now everyone affected. And soon with the economic shifts, many people will be affected in a different way. And ask yourself the question, when has your government ever told you when you can go out, what you can wear, where you can eat, what you can buy, who you can, how long you can socialize? Ask yourself these questions. Does this seem okay? Are we saying that this pandemic that we are being pushed towards, when have you had healthy people being quarantined? The ill people that you quarantine? Are we saying this is such a big issue that humanity has never come here before? And I think the time we are now entering into, and I know in the good old days back then, people said that we were perhaps inducing fear by what we were saying. No, we were preparing. We were preparing. And we were preparing because we have privy knowledge. Doesn't make us any different. We have privy knowledge. This knowledge comes with practice. This knowledge comes with understanding. This knowledge comes with meditation. Meditation allows us, because it's listening. Once you begin to listen, you can hear things and receive things. And in doing so, there are others that join you along the way, that add to your understanding. So that, coupled with just this urgency that we had, that it's important for people to prepare themselves. Well, I feel we are there now. And you can see what was frustration and shock and disbelief is now turning to anger, to disbelief on another level, that I can buy certain things, but I can't buy certain things. I can afford to pay MPs 25 quid a day for their food, but I can't afford to pay children. Just some fundamental things. And what's going on around us in terms of the USA and other places, you can see for yourself, right? So we are in a moment, and you have to step back and say, what's actually going on? What could be going on? Well, could it be that we are all consumed by this deadly disease and it's killing people left, right, and center? Well, the stats don't quite seem that's the case if you dig deep enough. If you listen to the propaganda, then it's a different ballgame because it's cases. Yeah. Now, this test that they use, let's look at another issue. Is it the fact that you can take some blood out, do some testing and say, hey, Dav, by the way, you've got this? Or is it that I put something into my body, take it out, and if there's one molecule that I can use to replicate in order for me to give a genetic sequence so I can say, I think you're infected. Doesn't stack up. Does not stack up. Right? Then we look at the people who are working in the medical area, in the health services. They seem to be saying a different story. Not saying that there isn't something, but what I'm saying is it's being used as a platform to impose really what we're in is martial law in the UK. How cool is that? 2020. The seat of civilization. Those who are bringing democracy to the world. You've been had. We've all been had. And we're just waking up to it. And we believe what we're being told. Even though within us, there is a feeling that something doesn't feel right. Right? So, what can we expect? Well, we can expect this frustration as the economy begins to tank. We can expect people getting very concerned about just providing for their everyday living. End of this month, the furlough scheme goes out. That will have its own ripple. So we can now begin to recognize everyday life is being affected. And post-US election, God knows what's going to happen. That's just a time bomb about to go off. So all of this creates lots of confusion, lots of frustration, and lots of anger. So how do we approach it? What can we do? Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is you are blessed to be living in such time. I mean, life would have been boring otherwise. Just think about it. No? How great is it that you have, oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I can do something to save humanity. Yeah, just a small little thing, have a bit of a purpose, really. No? No, I joke, I jest. But we are in auspicious time. This time will never come again. And humanity is at the absolute paradigm change. Just on, shouldn't take long, maybe a few weeks, but really the other side of the horizon will become more apparent. Let me just say that. And so what can we do? Well, absolutely critical. Your meditation is going to be critical. But more important, we need to connect a bit deeper now. We need to connect a bit deeper. So up till now, we've just calmed the mind a bit. But now we need to use something else. We need to use something because, look, this whole divinity thing, God thing, sacredness, all of that is in all of us. No one is different. They come from the outside and save you. They can't. Only you can save yourself. And we have to recognize, we have to recognize that we can do something to connect to this inner space within ourselves. So all these traditions back in the day used to have sacred sounds. These sacred sounds weren't about worship. They were about connecting you with yourself. And you need something to bring the mind back. Because as we become more and more exposed to what's going on, We're very easily distracted. We're very easily taken into the dramas. And out of that comes anger, frustration, harsh words. So when we come across people like that, when we come across this kind of stuff, we don't judge them with our eyes. You know, open heart. Poor guys, they're lost. They're just lost. It's going to take a bit of time for people to recover. But we have to go through this. Why? Because humanity needs to balance. When you don't get a Christmas, I bet next year you'll really look forward to it. And it won't matter if you haven't got any presents, because the presents will be each other. So we have to be brought to our senses. And that's why I say it's a very auspicious time. We are being brought to our senses. The other thing is, don't fear. You're looked after. You always have been. May not have thought so, but you always have been. From the moment you were that little cell in your grandmother. Not in your mother, in your grandmother. That cell was looked after. And here you are today in a mindful session. How cool is that? So you are looked after. We have to recognize that. That has been one of humanity's failings. That we have given our authority to not existence, but to another human being, to an institution. Can't do that. It's not for yours to give. It's not for yours to give, but people take it. So we as children, you were saying earlier on, we're all born innocent. We're all born innocent. We're all clean sheet of paper as best as we can have it. And then we get polluted with the conditioning that's around us. And this conditioning is where they take the authority away. First, we give it to our mom and dad. We trust them. Then we give it to our teachers. Then they bring the God thing. You better be careful, mate. He's watching. And then they bring your university. Are you going to get what you want? Other people judging you? Then your system takes authority. Once that authority is given, then we are led by the other. And this is where our failing is. This is where our failing is. So we began with self-actualization, which was just helping you understand the capabilities that we all have. Self-realization, help us understand that we have a body, but we are not the body. We have a mind, we are not the mind. We have emotions, but we are not our emotions. So what are we? We are a happening. We are a consciousness happening. And it's going to keep happening. You just awake to it now. When you're asleep, you're not awake to the happening, but it's still happening. All of us, all existence is a happening. But we have this incredible ability to look within, to know what we are, to know who we are, and to know what role we can play here. At least we didn't follow the orders. At least we questioned them. Worst case scenario. And then we look back, people who went through World War II, World War I. Oh, we'll never let it happen again. Well, it's happening. What do you mean never let it happen? It's happening now. Segmentation, discrimination, putting people apart. They're even thinking of having, where did I read this? Thinking of having some kind of isolation camps for people who refuse. It's in New Zealand, I think.
Yeah, Australia as well.
Yeah, well, there we are.
They should have been a hotel.
Yeah. So surely that should ring some bells. Those who forget their history are condemned to repeat it. Those who forget their history are condemned to repeat it. So we are in this moment where we are being deceived, and we are deceiving ourselves by accepting the deception. We need to be brave enough to say something ain't right here. And that's enough. Something ain't right here. But not to get engaged in. Don't need to fight it. Just need to know it for what it is. More to focus on yourself. Disengage. Meditation. More physical activity. Tai Chi, Qi Kong, yoga, walks, whatever. More physical activity. Let the drama unfold. It will unfold, and there'll be little peaks in it, but you need to be prepared. What are your preparations? You need to have stocked up. We'd expect food shortages. Why will we expect food shortages? Not because we are fear-mongering, but simply we can see that as systems around the world starting to get engaged in riots and violence, as laws begin to take place where you can buy things and you can't buy things, as economy begins to change, all of these factors multiply to give an impact, and the impact will be in your just-in-time system. That will be one of the impact. Because at the moment, if we want peas for tomorrow, they'll be delivered tonight. But when you have unemployment at that kind of level, these things become disrupted. So it's important to be stocked up. Remember once a shaman from Ecuador came to stay with me. And he came in the middle of the night. So he was in the morning, came downstairs. He looked at my garden and he goes, "Why are you growing grass?" So, "Why are you growing grass? Do you have a cow or something?" I said, "No, I don't have a cow. I've got a lawnmower." He says, "Why are you doing that?" And then he asked me a question. He says, "How wealthy are you?" And I said, "What do you mean? I've got a few quid in my pocket." He goes, "No. How wealthy are you?" And I said, "I don't understand what you mean by that." He said, "You are as healthy as the food you have in your pantry." And that stuck with me. You know, people can refuse to take your cards. And they can say that we can't accept your notes because they might be contaminated. What do you do? So, preparation. Make sure you're stocked up. Make sure you know where each other are. Yeah? Should blackouts happen, and they did today in Liverpool, did say that. Should blackouts begin to happen, there will be intermittent. They're not going to last forever. They'll be intermittent as everything, because the system needs to be reset. So it's just a process of resetting the system. So not to panic. Put your candle on, wine, popcorn. Life is good. Yeah, because as long as you're okay in yourself, life is okay. And you might find that if you can't access your TV, life is really good. Do you know? Yeah. So, so really, it's a question of not being in a fear space, but just saying, yes, this is a possibility. Not saying it's there, but it's a possibility. And so far, we have had some understanding of where this is going. And we've been on the mark on most of these things. So I would suggest that it's important to also let your friends know, those who are able to hear. Not everyone can, I'm telling you that now. You know, some of them just freak out and say, well, you know, anyway, but it's better to be prepared. Now, I've been privileged with the understanding and having lived or having 3 different cultures. So I have an African culture because I was born there. So I know how the African worldview is to a degree. I have a British one and I have an Indian one. And then I have the Sikh one. So there's like a number of worldviews. And the Sikh one's particularly important for me because it's the one that has always stood up to tyranny. Check our history out. Just go online, check it out. Right from the word go. The very creation of this kind of thinking was to challenge the differences between men and women. When Guru Nanak was asked, because they were like some yogis, they did some conversation with him and they thought, he's a smart bloke. And they said, hey, why do you still associate with that which is unclean? Because he was married. And Guru Nanak's answer was, how can you call her unclean from whom kings, mystics and gurus are born? And then he's put this statement, from a woman is born, from a woman a man is born. Totally turned it upside down. So he's radical in that thinking. Social challenge. That there has to be equality between humanity. Otherwise we can't move on. Can't move on. Can't fight all the time. If you're fighting with each other, you've lost it. Lost the opportunity. Then the other thing is the preciousness of your life. Life is not a sin. Life is a gift. You've done nothing to earn this gift. Nothing. And then we complain about it. So a little bit of reverence for life. That's your prayer. Just reverence for life is our prayer. Looking at those beautiful colors. Reverence. Yeah? And then ensuring that not are we just able to look at humanity, but we stand up to tyranny. We stand up and we point the finger. Say, no, hold on, something isn't right. And the Sikh worldview to do with death is it's not an issue. It's not an issue because I understand what it is. And once you understand what it is, then that same fear isn't a concern. And these are the kind of qualities that we need to now imbibe. Equality for each other, compassion for one another, compassion for ourselves, become a little bit more reverent with our life. That is our prayer. You know, life is God, and the way you live your life is the prayer. If we just look at it in those terms, and what does that mean? That means kind where we need to be kind, but we also draw the line. Exercise sovereignty. Right? Exercise sovereignty. So, as we move into this energetic space now, we're a little bit more disruptive. The things that will help us is disengagement. Can't get too engaged in it. Some of the stuff that we may hear to do with abuse, definitely don't want to go there. You want to know, yep, it's happened, but I don't need to know what it is. Because it can take you in some, impact us in ways that we may not want. Let the politics sort themselves out. But important to look after yourself. That's the central message. And to make sure we can look after one another. And as we were saying last week, bringing, we can always make something that if we have a little bit each, we can make something bigger for the whole. In sharing, there is abundance. In sharing, there is abundance. Because sharing is abundance. All the oxygen that we're going to breathe in today, don't worry, there'll still be oxygen next year. Abundance. Yeah? The tomatoes will still be here next year. Abundance. All we need to do is just put a little bit of effort in. And the abundance take care of itself. Become more thankful in everything and anything that we have, and less angry. And if one another are in anger, allow them to express, but don't take it too seriously. Yeah? People are confused, people are frustrated, they will say things, harsh words, but we don't want to react to those. We don't want to get engaged in those, right? Because otherwise it'll disturb your peace. So exercise some resilience coming back, some reservation coming back. Don't need to fix the world. Enough? I think so. Yeah? Okay? Everyone all right? Not everyone freaked out? No? No? Good. All right. That's good. Okay. Push it off, kar देंगे. The white one. Okay, so we're ready to go into our meditation. Why is our meditation so important? So I want to introduce a couple of things, right? So the medicine for humanity are 4 syllables, right? Frequency medicine, 4 syllables. Va, he, gu, ru. 4 syllables. Va, he, gu, ru. 4 syllables. And you can allow it to mean whatever you want it to mean. But they're just sounds. Now, if you feel that sound is perhaps difficult to memorize, then the other sound is just a simple har. Har. Okay? So why am I giving you these 2 sounds? One, the sound will impact you. The sound has a huge impact on you in terms of your mind, emotion, and body. How we use the sound is important. So it's a medicine, but you only need to know how to use the medicine. So if you're up for it, we can try it. So what I'd like you to do is we're going to go into a meditation and we're going to use the sound. So which one would you prefer, Har or Vaheguru? Okay, Vaheguru. All right, Vaheguru it is. Okay. So it's simple. All we're saying is as you breathe in, so you follow with the breath, and if you feel like joining in, then you join in. So all we're doing is we're going to first say it so we can hear it. Then we're going to lower our tone a bit so we can just mutter it to ourselves. Then we begin to say it in our mind, but synchronized with our breath. So Va Guru, Va. So Va He Guru, Va He Guru, Va He Guru. And that's it. And you listen to the sound. And then the later stages that we become more and more silent within ourselves. It's still kind of going on, silent, 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 as best as we can. And we get to the space where we're just listening. And at that point, we will use a bell to just go into that space of awareness. And whether you're reciting, whether you're saying it or not, makes no difference. So we're going to go from sound, duality, and as we move further and further into this space of just awareness, singularity. Okay? Everyone all right with that? Yeah? All right? Good stuff. Okay, so back straight. Eyes are closed, mouth is closed. And so we're going to do a quick body scan, so just follow my instructions. Breathing in. You become aware of your body in its entirety, as best as you can. Notice how the body feels at the moment. So just don't need to get into detail, but just how do you feel? How do you sense the body? Are there any pains? Are there any aches? Is there any tightness, any fatigue? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel okay? Make a judgment. And as you scan your body, bring your focus now to the chair you're sitting on. And so just locate yourself, meaning that notice the chair beneath you or whatever you're sitting on. Become aware of the fact that you're surrounded by an environment with the space that holds you, the air that you're breathing. the warmth in the air, the ground that holds the chair or holds you. Just locate ourselves in the here. And then notice the sensations where your chair makes contact with the body. Breathing in, move your focus up to your hips. Breathing out, move your focus down your thighs towards your knees. Next breath out, down towards your ankles. And then from your ankles, moving to your feet. Come back to the chair. Notice your back is straight. Bring your focus first to your lower back and hold it there. So the longer you hold your focus in a place, the more you begin to know about that place. So notice first just the sensation where you're holding your focus at your lower back. And notice that with the sensation, there's also some movement. And with the movement, there are also some sensations. As I say, the more you listen, the more you receive. Bring your focus slightly up towards your middle back. And again, we just look for the sensation. Notice that this part of the body moves as you breathe in and you breathe out. Bring your focus up towards your shoulder blades, up towards your shoulders. Breathing out, you move down towards your elbows, moving further down towards your wrists. Moving to the palms of your hands. Moving to the fingers of your hands. Coming to the back of your neck. Pulling your chin in. Notice the eyes, notice the darkness. You have awareness of that darkness. And now move this awareness towards your back of your head. So you can have awareness of the back of your head. And in fact, you can make this awareness wrap your whole body. Relax your eyes, moving to your tongue. Allow it to soften. Allow your face to relax. And as you breathe in, notice the body once again. Bringing your focus down to your chest. Notice how you feel. And now bring your focus to your breath. So you're just beneath your nose. And you're just going to sit with the breath for a few moments. Just sit with your breath. As the breath comes in, repeat the sound wa and he in your mind. And as the breath goes out, repeat the word gu and ru. Wa he on the breath in, guru on the breath out. So you're just simply repeating these words in your mind and you're listening to it, synchronized with your breath. Breathing in, Wahe, breathing out, Guru. Stay with the sound, stay with your breath. Breathing in, it's Wahe. Breathing out, it's Guru. Now that you've done that for a few moments, we're going to make it a little bit more vocal. So first, not need to synchronize it with your breath, but simply repeating the sound, Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. Now we begin to slow it down a bit. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe. lowering the volume slowly. Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, Vahe. And then synchronizing it with your mind and your breath. Stay with your breath. Stay with the sound. Stay with the sound. Now very gradually begin to lower the volume within yourself. Still synchronized with your breath. Gradually lowering the sound even more within yourself, but still knowing what you're repeating to yourself. Notice you're just listening now. And the Vahe Guru is going on around somewhere. Follow this sound. Get deeper into the silence, still listening. You're focused like a laser, still listening to that distance. Vahe Guru. allowing this last bell to take you just a little bit deeper. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Sit with the breath. And once again, we can begin the recitation within ourselves. Simply, very gently, very softly saying Vahe in our mind, Guru on the breath out. The key is to listen to the sound as you recite it within yourself. Stay with the sound. Stay with your breath. Stay with your sound. On your next breath out, expand your awareness, becoming aware of your whole body. And as the breath comes in and you say the sound Vahe, notice how it fills the entire body. As you breathe in, you can sense your body. And you can sense the sound Vahe within the body. And the same for the word sound Guru. Where the breath, the sound, and the body becomes one. Notice you're still sitting on the same chair. Notice that you can still sense your thighs all the way down to your legs. Your feet are firmly on the ground. Your back is still straight and upright. Arms, hands, shoulders are relaxed and comfortable. Eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed. Face is relaxed. Just sitting with your breath. Listening to your breath. Listening to your breath. And on your next breath out, once again, just begin to listen to the sounds around you. Follow the sound of this bell and we'll sit in the silence for a few moments. In a few moments, you will hear the sound of another bell. Use this bell to come back to your breath. Drawing a few slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes. Take your time. everyone back. So that was a little bit of mantra meditation, slightly different. Did you like that? Yeah. Something about expression. And maybe we'll do it again, but perhaps just a recitation for a bit longer. I just wanted to introduce you as a process. Use a mantra whenever you can, synchronize it with your breath. If things get a bit too distractive, it's always a good way to bring yourself back in. And if you use a good sound, it's a healthy sound, it has an impact on us. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.